Welcome to Utah's Fly Corner. Today I'm going to show you how to tie the Miracle Nymph. It's a great midge pattern. Utilizes just a thread body with rayon floss overlaid with a copper rib. I'm going to show you how to tie the original pattern, and then I'm going to quickly tie some different colors of them to show you what kind of effects you can get with this technique. I'm going to tie them big so you can see, you can get the full gist of what's going on. But sizes that you want to use, tie them in are 18s right down to 26s. It's an excellent midge pattern. Really cleans up. Sometimes works really well as a dropper. I like to use emerger hooks so I get a wider gap and I can get a little shape to the fly. But you can use just regular old nymph hook or dry fly hook. But I'm going to be using a Dariki 125. I really like this style hook. I use it for all kinds of patterns. It's a great hook. Nice light wire. It's got great point on it. Great fish penetrating. And great price on them as well. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm going to tie the original one, which is black. I'm using Uni 8/0. I'm going to bring my thread down a quarter of the way on the shank. I'm going to tie in my rib, which is UTC extra small copper wire. Catch it in on my side. Tie it down. I like to go just about to the barb. And you get your piece of floss. Cut yourself a length. Now with floss, in pretty much every case that you use it, you're much better off getting the floss wet. You can run it in your mouth. I prefer just to get some saliva on my fingers and run it that way. I like to pull out any strays that are lurking around in there, but looks like we're pretty good. Catch him in. Tighten him up so he's not so frayed. So that way when you work up. Now you gotta remember, it's a midge pattern that you're tying. Midges generally, unless it's a mosquito larva or pupa, they're not really fat whatsoever. Do a nice thread body. Take a look around. Looking good. Now with the floss, you gotta stroke it to flatten it out, squeeze it, pinch it, and stroke it. If any ones break off, it's okay. Now we're going to wrap the floss the opposite way. Now I wiggle it to get that first part to flatten out. If you can't, you got a little bit of a more white tone to it in the back, that's fine also. Nice touch and turns with the floss. Cover that right up to the head. Cross your thread, catch them in. Take your nice pair of sharp scissors. When you're tying flies and tying midges, especially midges, good pair of sharp scissors save you a lot of headaches. And we want to rib with our copper wire. We're going to counter rib. I'm going to take one. It's pretty much almost on the shank. And then just spiral rib it right up. Take your time when you tie your flies. It's not a race. You want to have them nice for when you fish them. Or else you look in your box and you say, I don't like that one, and it never gets used. So you just wasted a hook. But bend and break the wire off. And then we're going to make ourselves a nice black head on here. Don't want to go too big with the head. Just noticeably bigger than the body. A whip finish. That's the black miracle. This one when wet will turn a nice gray tone. Get it wet here. Put some water on her. You can see that black bleeds through. Gives it a nice charcoal black tone to it. Some nice translucency to it. That's the original miracle nymph. I'm going to tie for you a red one. So I'm going to need to swap out my thread here. No big deal with the Petagine. Quick thread. Snap her in and feed her in. We're good to go. Grab a hook here. Tie another one on a size 16. Do this one in red. Now I'm doing this to show you what colors you know you can do. Red, I really like that one. Red, it's very effective, but also to show you how to do it right. Not to say that the way you would do it is wrong, but okay. So we're gonna start a red thread just like we did with the black. Tie in the rib just like we did with the black. Put him in, back to the barb. Take our floss. I think I can get away with using the leftovers of the last piece. And get it wet again. Catch him in. Pull him tight. A nice touch and turns. Work your way up. Tying down that floss. Now you do a half hitch. I do a 2-turn whip. Tie off the thread. Snip them close. Now you want your black. You can have other bobbins set up, you know, if you don't care to swap out your thread like I'm doing, but I mean, it's literally seconds to do it with this. And start your thread on. Flatten out your floss again. We're going to wrap the opposite way. We wrap our thread. Nice touch and turns. Right on up till we get to the head. Cross your thread. Tie her off. Trim the excess nice and close. And bring your rib up. Your thread, put a 90-degree bend in it, tie it down to the eye, lift them up. I like to take that one off that I made them stand up with and reposition it. Well, you don't crowd your eye. Bring my thread back up. Go into the whip. Yourself a nice black head again. Nice and tight. Now you'll be able to see what can be done with the red. Finger wet here again. See what kind of effects you get. Hoping you can see that pretty well. That's the red. That's the red. Sorry, a little bit of indigestion from my morning coffee here. But yellow works well. I've also done great with Uni's light olive. That works pretty well. But yellow, red, and black seem to be the most effective colors for miracle nymphs. But tie them up in all different colors, browns and Try every color. I've used orange. Orange works pretty well, but that's the Miracle Nymph. It's a fantastic midge imitation. I'm Johnny Utah. Thank you for watching. Check me out on my blog at www.utahsflycorner at blogspot.com. Once again, thanks for watching.
The